September 30th, a small farm at the edge of dense Ecuadorian jungle. Here, Don Kelly readies the amphibious vehicle he has nicknamed Goldie. The young engineer will attempt to clear a path for the banana trucks, carrying the rest of his equipment. Kelly is ready to pit his craft against difficult terrain.
I've been preparing for this moment for a long time. It's a sudden feeling of freedom, and that's what I like the best. I like the sense of power that driving this machine gives you. It's fun. You're living life the way you want. You're in complete control. For most people, that doesn't happen very often in life. That's what makes exploration so rewarding.
4 hours into the jungle, Kelly stops to pan for gold. For centuries, this simple tool has remained the best gold detection system. During the next 3 days, he will do this over 30 times, to no avail. The white primary craft is hauled toward the jungle by truck. The crew hopes to meet up with Don Kelly, who is somewhere 12 miles ahead, searching for a mining site.
Goldie was a real machine. If a tree or anything got in the way, she'd animal right through it. She seemed to be invincible. We'd carve a trail through raw jungle so thick you couldn't see through it, cross over rivers and streams, climb boulders and banks, and plow right on through.
Noon, the third day out. The yellow support vehicle is trapped in the mud. Sticky clay grips Goldie like quicksand. Her 14-ton weight only mires her deeper. With the yellow tank immovable, the entire expedition is stalled. In thick jungle, Goldie has proven Kelly's closest ally. Now trapped in mud, she is his worst enemy. The crew will work 12 hours straight, sleep at the site, and labor another 3 hours before the yellow craft is once again on its way. Behind Kelly some 12 miles, the banana truck carrying the immobile white craft now finds the going rough. The crew has not counted on the effects of a recent shower. Where ground cover is sparse, the soil is a slippery obstacle course. Stubbornly, the truck barrels ahead.
Sometimes
The next day, workers and their families begin to build temporary dwellings on the site. Don Kelly positions the dredging craft in an adjacent stream.
At a time like this, I start pushing. Time has come to prove myself and to prove that all this work is worthwhile. You have a very strange feeling. You're doing familiar things, but suddenly you're doing them in a completely different environment, a wild, overgrown jungle that's different from anything you've ever imagined.
8 days after they arrive at the site, the white suction dredge is tested. It is time for the all-important first sample. Without waiting for the entire dredging cycle, Kelly climbs into the sluice for a first-hand look. Now the entire expedition seems to hang on a single panful of soil.
You realize that if you're successful, people will admire you and say that you had a lot of foresight, knew what you were doing. But if you fail, they'll say you're just being a fool. And being an explorer means that you can't care about what other people will say. It's my life, and it's my gamble, and it's my experience.
There are flecks of gold, a promising sample, but the evidence is not decisive. Kelly conceives a plan which he hopes will give him the evidence he needs. He orders the men to build an A-frame out of bamboo. He will use the A-frame to sink a shaft deep into the earth. If there is gold here, there will be evidence of it at 40 feet, just above bedrock. The men's eagerness for gold enables them to finish the shaft quickly. After a few days of intensive work, they manage to obtain enough soil for a sample.
Sometimes I wonder how many men over thousands of years have washed down pans of gold. And each time, each man was hoping for the same thing. A strike so rich that he'd never have to pan again. It doesn't matter how far we've come or if our funds are low. Each pan that I wash holds the hope that eventually we'll find success.
The sample is still inconclusive. Kelly orders the workers to continue the operation, but he can't rest all of his hopes on a thin sample. He knows now he must look for another site. Kelly sets out into the interior. An exploration for gold has become one man's personal mission.
I never relate things in the context of difficult or easy.
You just can't live from day to day and spend all your time waiting for things to happen to you in the future. You've got to get out and make them happen.
Over a year and a half from the day he left Los Angeles, and after many setbacks, Don Kelly receives a tip from two miners working in a remote stream. They tell him about a dredge that has been abandoned upriver.
I wondered if this was another waste of time, but I decided to go anyway. Didn't seem likely the man would wrestle such a large piece of equipment so far back into the jungle if he wasn't sure of gold. I had little choice anyway. First site simply wasn't producing enough to establish a commercial operation there. Maybe this would be better. Maybe it was the chance we were looking for.
Breaking into a clearing, Kelly spots the abandoned sluice and directs his remaining workers to return for the canoes and tools. He decides to repair the machine and test the site.
We all forgot the problems and the long wait. It was a brand new ballgame.
Don Kelly works in the sluice, using all his ingenuity to clean up rusty parts and make it work. On New Year's Day, the machine starts up.
Now I had to wonder if all this energy spent preparing the machines would be worth it. Maybe it was just a hunch, or maybe it was years of experience doing this sort of thing. But I felt that this might finally be what I was looking for. That river of gold that every man dreams about.
His initial plans and equipment have been altered. He has been forced to improvise and modify. But no matter what the challenge, Don Kelly and his men refuse to abandon their quest.